So, midnight, 1235. I think I've talked to you before midnight and other comments. Thanks so much for commenting again. Says, hi Logan, if a person has 4 to 5 years of tax returns to file, can they all be sent in the same envelope by certified mail? Thanks for the informative videos. Midnight. Yeah, they could. There's no law saying you can. However, from personal experience, when I was just starting out in this industry, I know that if you send multiple years of tax returns to the IRS in one envelope, they may only see that first tax return in there. Like, let's say you submit your 2019 through 2025 or 2023 2024 tax returns, right? And you put them all in the envelope, and 2019 is first. They may only see, whoever is opening that mail and processing those returns may only see that 2019 tax return, right? And they may just process 2019. They may put all the papers in that envelope, even though it's for like 5 tax years. They might just all include that in the 2019 processing stack, right? And then, you get the CP14 or whatever for 2019, and then you're like, wait, I also filed 2020 through 2024, and then you check your account transcripts, the IRS says they never received it. That's probably what happened. So yes, you can midnight, but best practice is to send each one in its own envelope, sent via certified mail. If you don't want to pay for all that certified mail, one option I've heard some practitioners do is put each of the returns in its own envelope, label it, right, 2019, 1040, your name and social on each envelope, and you can mail all that in one big envelope to the IRS via certified mail. Also, what some people do, and this is a little overkill in my opinion, but they might write a little check to the IRS for each tax year, right? In that situation, so in their let's say their 2019 envelope with their 2019 return, and they'll write a check for the IRS for like $1.19. The 19 cents signifying the year, right? And the second envelope where they put their 2020 tax return, they'd put the 2020 signed tax return and then a signed check for $1.20, right? So they can say and look at their account transcript and say, okay, well, if the IRS cashed a check for $1.20, I know that they opened that envelope with my 2020 tax return in it, and they should have then seen and received and processed their tax return as well, right? That's kind of a little overkill. What we do at Choice Tax Relief is, generally we have our clients mail out their paper returns themselves, right? Because sometimes that has created problems for us on the back end where the IRS lost somebody's return, right? This has happened to us. And, we know we mailed the return. We have the certified mail receipt. Who does the client still blame? They still blame us, right? Even though it's clearly the IRS's fault, right? They say, oh, you're making that up. You never mailed the return, right? So to kind of mitigate that risk, we generally ask clients to mail their own paper filed returns so that, hey, if the IRS loses it, the client knows it's the IRS's fault, not ours, and they can't say you never mailed the return because if they're the ones who mail the returns themselves. So that's kind of related to this discussion, but that's why we do that here at Choice Tax Relief. Sometimes though, we will mail returns for clients if there's some extreme circumstance or something, but generally we do like to kind of push that back on the client because it has come back to bite us in the past from some clients where it's really the IRS's fault, but then they blame us. Anyway, client service, it's going to happen, right? But yeah, midnight, I wouldn't recommend just stuffing them all in one envelope. Best practice would be to put them each in its own envelope, each sent separately certified mail, or each in its own envelope in one big package sent to the IRS certified mail. So, great question, midnight. Thanks for asking, and keep them coming, folks. If you have multiple years of tax returns that you have not filed, you qualify for a free consultation with us here at Choice Tax Relief. You can give us a call, 866-8000-TAX, 866-8000-829 to schedule that. Or you can go to choicetaxrelief.com, fill out the form on the website, and we will reach out to you. Thank you so much for watching, everybody. See you in the next video. Bye-bye.